on, guys? Welcome back. And today I'm going to be showing you some custom How to Train Your Dragon Through the Hidden World minifigures. Some of them aren't really from the Hidden World, but some of them kind of count. I have a bonus figure as well that I'm going to show you. But, yeah, someone requested on my How to Train Your Dragon Through the Hidden World movie review that I should do some custom minifigures on the movie, and I've decided to do that. And I was thinking about doing that from the beginning. So this will be fun. Let's get into it. So starting off with our minifigures, we have also something I wanted to show you. I made a new minifigure stand. It's completely white. The old one was black with a Batman symbol on the stand, but I decided to switch it up. I just thought that would be fun. But anyway, focusing in on our first figure here, we have the dragon suit for Hiccup. The camera really needs to stop lighting up like that. But the torso I got is from Black Manta from the Aquaman movie. They all have kind of like dragon scales on the dragon suits, of course, but this kind of looks like dragon scales, and it has that little bit of red on the suit in the movie, so I just think that works out. I gave him the Lucy legs from the Lego Movie 2, the second part. I've been waiting to use those for a while. They just look great with those straps, dual molded boots, dark brown and black. They look great. And then I got one of these old like warrior helmets. I think I got this from one of the Nexo Knight characters, and what I did was this is the best helmet you can really use for the dragon suit for Hiccup. It's got like the little frill on the top, and I just shaved off the parts that stick out at the side, and then I covered that with a black Sharpie. Then the wings are from the Scarecrow Fearful Face-Off set from the Lego Batman movie, the helicopter one, because those are the kind of wings he has. And then the face is the Crossbones face from Civil War turned around. It has this little bit of printing, and you could say it looks kind of creepy, but it adds to the helmet look of the suit. So that's it for the dragon suit version of Hiccup. Next up, we have Astrid's dragon suit, and I know this looks awful, but just bear with me. If you are a painting customizer, you can use these pieces. The helmet is from Enfys Nest from Solo, a Star Wars story. It has those frills that kind of work for her dragon suit, and I only have one of this helmet, but if you have multiple of this helmet, or if you order multiple of this helmet, you can repaint it, and it would probably look really great for Astrid's dragon suit. Same with the wings and the arms here. These are the Man-Bat arms, and her arms on the suit are more brown than they are than the rest of the suit. But these are the kind of wings she has, and most of the dragon riders have. So if you want to repaint those arms, you can go right ahead. I give her dark brown hands at the end there. And the torso is from Mera from Aquaman. It's the closest color I had to kind of her dragon suit, and her dragon suit obviously is supposed to reflect the color of her dragon Stormfly, which is a similar blue color to this, and it has the scales, so it works. I'd obviously recommend, if you're painting, fill in the skin color at the top. But other than that, I just think these pieces work good. So if you're a painting customizer, repaint these pieces, and you'll have a really good dragon suit Astrid. So that's it for the dragon suit Astrid. Let's get into Hiccup himself, the regular Hiccup. Now, I did one of these a while ago when the channel first started, if you want to check it out. My custom Hiccup was one of my first videos on the channel. But the hair I changed from my original version. I used the Kai hair from Ninjago. It looks the best for Hiccup. Then the face is actually the same face I used to use. It's the like Rebel Trooper face. It's just the best I can think of. I tried using something like the Chris Pratt Star-Lord face, the old one, because he has the slightest bit of stubble in the movies. But it was just too much stubble, and this is still the best face I could think of. The shoulder pad is from the new Lego Movie 2 sets. I got it from Maddox from that Battle Ready Batman and Metalbeard set, but I'm sure it appears in many of those sets. I gave him this like sword holder, this sword belt sort of thing, just to add more straps, because he has a lot of straps and stuff. And then he has like a dragon symbol printed onto his shoulder, but I couldn't really do that. So what I did was he has like lots of different straps. So what I did to emulate that was I just gave him one dark brown arm and one gunmetal gray, so it adds this unsymmetrical, different colored look. I used the Uruk-hai torso from the Hobbit or the Lord of the Rings sets there. And then for his sword, I just gave him the dark gunmetal gray lightsaber hilt and a flame piece at the end. What I used to use was, where is it? I used to use this piece that they used for the elemental blades from Ninjago. But I think that the smaller flame piece just works better. It's better to scale with the figure. And the legs I used, he has this sort of like these olive green pants. And he did have olive green pants in the How to Train Your Dragon 2 movie. But in How to Train Your Dragon 3, he has different sort of pants details. So I would recommend using the Lucy legs once again, that I also used on the dragon suit version. I'd recommend using those for 3. But if you want to have a kind of different type version. I'd recommend using the legs if you're doing a How to Train Your Dragon 2 version. The costume changes very slightly, but these legs, I guess, are more accurate for 2. These are the Bucky legs from Avengers Infinity War, or the White Wolf legs. They have that little bit of printing on the side with the straps, and that's supposed to be a gun holster in Infinity War, but it kind of works for his straps that he has. They're dual molded, they have boots. You can't really emulate the peg leg unless you want to give him an actual peg leg piece. But for the sort of pieces we have, these legs work the best. So that's how I made the Hiccup version, the older Hiccup. Then we have Astrid, and this one was hard to design. I tried designing one a while ago, but I couldn't because I didn't have the right sort of pieces. But I do now. So the face I got is from Hermione, specifically from the CMF series from 2018, the Harry Potter 2018 CMF series. Not from the sets. She has a different face in the sets. This one's from the CMF series. It works the best for her, from what I could find. Then I used the hair from Luna Lovegood from the Harry Potter CMF series as well. Um, it just looks really good with the braid going down the back and then the hair coming down on each side of her face. Just the best blonde hair I could find. The torso is from the Trolley Witch from the Hogwarts Express set from 2018. She has this dark red color and a little bit of skin showing at the top, and I would use the shoulder pad piece, like something like this sort of shoulder pad piece from Ninjago. But the problem is it has the sword holder on the back, and her hair with the ponytail or the long hair won't fit over the sword holder part. But you can cut that off. But I only have one of the gunmetal kind, so I'm not gonna cut that off. I was also gonna use like this fur collar piece, but once again the hair wouldn't fit over top of it. The legs I got are from Mrs. Scratchenpost in her post-apocalyptic version, or the Apocalypseburg version of her from the Lego Movie 2 CMF series. It works good with that sort of like metallic skirt and like the kind of like armor skirt, I guess you'd say. The arm printing I used the Wonder Woman arms from the DCEU. They have those printing on there, and then since the Mrs. Scratchenpost figure is yellow, if you want to make a yellow skinned Astrid, go ahead, because these arms are more accurate. But for like the actual like regular flesh color, these are the best. And then she has her like leather gloves sort of, so I just gave her dark brown hands. So that's how I made Astrid, the version that you see in the film. And then we have Eret, son of Eret. So for Eret, I used the Will Turner face from the Pirates of the Caribbean set, or sets. It just works the best. He doesn't really have the sideburns or not. He doesn't really have that much facial hair, but it's just the best face I have. And then I gave him the Will Turner hair. I gave him the same sword belt piece from Hiccup, but in dark brown. And then I gave him the short sword from the Hobbit sets, Hobbit and Lord of the Rings sets. And then I gave him the Beorn torso, and I think he's supposed to have more dragon scales, but this torso just works the best with the wide open jacket there. And Beorn has a darker skin tone from the regular figure. You can see it's like this sort of different skin tone, the more like I guess tanned skin tone. But I just replaced the arms with regular flesh tone arms, and that's how I made Eret. So very simple figure, just need a few for him. Then we have the main villain of the film, Grimille, and he has a crossbow because he shoots a lot of dragons with tranquilizer darts, sort of. So I gave him a crossbow, a gunmetal one. You can get it in a lot of sets. And the torso I used is the Thor Ragnarok torso with gunmetal arms and skin-colored hands, flipped around, not with that printing, but with the back printing facing the front. It just works the best. And then the legs I got are from the Batman vs. Superman Armored Batman. The face is from Balin from The Hobbit. He's not really that old, but this is just the best face I could get. Like, I tried out Gandalf, but it just doesn't really look that good. So I used this face, and then this gray Doc Brown hairpiece. You could use the white Doc Brown hair, but I got this from Nearly Headless Nick from the Harry Potter Great Hall set. You could also get it on the Ollivander figure from the Ollivander Diagon Alley little mini set that you could get online, but that's the hair I used. Then next up, the Flash to the Future, the older Hiccup variant. This one was really fun to make. Overall, this one was really fun. So the hair I used is from this hairpiece. I don't know what sets it's come in, but I got it from like a Blu-ray pack that comes with the young Han Solo, Ian as they call him in the special. And it works the best for old Hiccup and young Hiccup. It's just got the longer hair and the wavy hair. And you see him in the trailers and his hair's waving. It looks like this, but it's facing that direction. It's facing left, not right, but it's still the best hair. The face I used is from Nomad, or the Captain America from Avengers Infinity War with the beard. It just works the best. It's got the grin there on that side, and then the other face, and it just works really good. The dark brown, this is specifically the dark brown cape, and he has more of like a fur pelt cape, sort of, similar to his father's, but I used the dark brown cape, since we can't really emulate that. I gave him the dark brown cape from Boromir from the Lord of the Rings, and the torso, arms, and hands are from Thor. He has the same sort of like, I don't know what you'd call those, like those sort of clips that hold on the cape that Thor has, but he doesn't have them going down his chest. But this is just overall the best print that I could find for him. It's from Age of Ultron. And then the legs are from Thor Ragnarok, but I replaced the one leg with the leg from Maddox from the Battle Ready Batman and Metalbeard from the Lego Movie 2. It kind of works to emulate like a different leg, so it looks like maybe this leg, it's his, it's to my right, but his left leg that he lost in How to Train Your Dragon 1. So since he has two different legs, you could think that one of them is his peg leg. So yeah, that's how I recreated the older version of Hiccup. Then we have Stoic, and this doesn't really count because it's based off the first ones more, but he does appear in the flashback, so you could use it for that. I used the face from Gloin, or the dwarf from The Hobbit, or you could get it from Dane Ironfoot, because it also appeared on him. I used the beard from Gimli. It works the best for him. I also used the Gimli torso, but with skin-colored arms. And if you're not using the Wonder Woman arms for Astrid, I'd recommend using them for Stoic, because they add that little bit of arm printing. But since I'm using them for Astrid, I just gave him plain skin-colored arms. I used an old brown cape. This is a really old one from like Star Wars and stuff. So it's an older style, but you could use the Boromir cape for him as well, which I would recommend. But since I'm using it for Hiccup, I'm going to use this cape for him. I gave him the Rohan legs, which I got from, you can either get them from King Theoden from the Lord of the Rings, or Éomer, his nephew from the Lord of the Rings. And then I gave him this axe, because, you know, Stoic always comes with an axe, and I never got any of the old Viking helmets, but if you have any of the old Viking helmets, I'd recommend giving him one, but I don't have them, so I just left him bald. And then last up, we have, of course I had to give you guys a little bonus figure, which I wanted to include, and this one doesn't really count because it's from the first one, but I did show this a long time ago. It was my first video on my channel, I'm pretty sure, on my young Hiccup from How to Train Your Dragon, and I did a few updates on him. So I gave him the medium-sized legs, because he's obviously a lot younger in the first one. You see him, like, as a young boy in, like, a flashback in How to Train Your Dragon 3, but he's not, this isn't, like, he's much younger than he is in the first How to Train Your Dragon in the flashback, so this is based off the first film. So I gave him the torso from Bane, Son of Bard from the Hobbit sets. It works the best there, and if you want, you could give him the fur collar piece. I got mine from the Boggart Snape. I'm just giving you a side-by-side comparison of the older one to the younger one there. But, his head doesn't really fit down with this hairpiece. This is the same hairpiece from Young Han Solo, which I also used on the older version of him. And the face is from Pippin from The Lord of the Rings as well. I used the Frodo face originally, the Happy Frodo from the Gandalf Arrives set, but I actually think the Pippin one looks better for Hiccup. And then I gave him the black mid-legs from the new Harry Potter minifigure series. You could use like a brown color or something, but they haven't made that. As of the recording of this video, they haven't made it in any other colors than black or blue, or the black with printing, so I just gave him black mid-legs. So, you guys let me know what you think of my custom How to Train Your Dragon 3 The Hidden World figures, or just my custom How to Train Your Dragon minifigures, because this one Hiccup figure is technically from the first film, and so is Stoic, but Stoic appears in the flashbacks, so you could consider him a, How to Train Your Dragon 3 figure. So, you guys let me know what you think of my How to Train Your Dragon 3 custom minifigures, and what you thought of the video as well. Let me know if they helped you make your own custom How to Train Your Dragon figures, and I hope you guys have a great day. Take care.